So this chapter is going to be very short. So because it's very short, I think that so far we talked only about the book. Of course, I cannot show the book without exposing my own ideas and my own thoughts and my own opinions about it, because everything is a reflection of your own mind. But I do think that for you to understand deeper the messages I'm saying, and for you to feel that what I'm saying is resonates in your life, you will need to know who I am also, in order for you to understand exactly what's the source of information where you're getting the information about the book is from. And because this chapter is very short, I decided to take this chapter and to show you a revealing of my own life. So first of all, of course, we're going to talk about the book. Then I'm going to share with you a text that I wrote from my own life when I was 19. In this book, just for the story, the walker died in the last book, and now Zarathustra decides to carry him along with him and to bury him in the woods. Before he goes around and starts burying him, he talks to him, and he thinks and dwells about the idea about how he find himself in the end of the day taking a clown walking on a rope, burying him, instead of talking and changing the lives of all of the human beings he thought he will in the first chapter. Basically, his idea was to come to the city of the human beings and talk to them about the Ubermensch and change humanity forever and expose the fraud of what the ultimate man is. In the end, he ended up walking around with a corpse, burying him for the man that didn't even know his name for. And he says over here, truly Zarathustra has had a handsome catch today. He caught no man, but he did catch a corpse. Uncanny, which is in the dictionary strange or mysterious, especially in an unsettling way, is human existence still without meaning. A buffoon can be fatal to it. To man, I am still a cross between a fool and a corpse. Dark is the night, dark are Zarathustra's ways. Come, cold and stiff companion. Now, first of all, the most reasonable part and the most understandable one is the uncanny is human existence still without a meaning. We talked about it in the first chapter about God is dead, there is no God, the meaning of human life has disappeared. Now the human being needs to create his own life, because right now there is no any more God, so the God should be an ideal life as the Ubermensch. We talked about it. But the funny part here for me, come cold and stiff companion. Listen to the word companion. For him, and of course it's a catch, right? So for him, even though he caught a corpse, it's still something. He still needs the love and the affection, and to feel unlonely, and to feel like someone listens to him, and to feel like he has a friend. Even though it's a fucking body, he still needs it as the symbol of what loneliness is all about. Even though it has no soul, even though the body ditched the soul, even though the soul does not exist, it still has something to grasp around. And that something is a corpse, but it's still something. And that, for me, the hilarious part here. And of course, it's a cliche. It's not funny in a good way, it's funny in a bad way. But I want to read you a part that I wrote when I was 18 years old. I left the country where I was born, Israel, and I left to Australia, so to speak, discover myself and experience life in a way I haven't experienced before. I've been in Australia for 1 year, and as I said in the few last episodes, this was the toughest year of my life. And one day in Australia, after my car got ruined and I had to pay $4,000 to fix it, where I was already in debt for $3,000, so you can imagine how difficult it was to get into a bigger debt of $7,000. I decided I want to party. I said, fuck it, I'm already in a hole of $7,000, I have no money, at least I can get some sex. So I went to a city called Adelaide, it's in South Australia. I went to this bar and I drank this beer, talking to a lady, and I felt disgusted by the stupidity, by the idea that I drank a beer cost $30, by the need of me to get a grip of a woman, to feel like I'm not lonely anymore, about me thinking about how can I tempt this woman and have sex with her even though I live in my car. I mean, the whole night was a very bad night, and I remember I wept into sleeping, and I wrote this text about how I felt that time. Of course, I wrote it in Hebrew, so I'll translate it. I'm not normal, not even a little, and I don't understand why I refuse to change. I feel stuck in a boring box, unable to follow others' orders or understand their expectations. I get tangled up with people and their instructions, struggling to grasp what they want. I know what I want, yet I succumb to their norms, even when they seem absurd. I don't want to live under other dictates. I want to choose my path. When I work alone, I feel powerful, but with others involved, I lose my way and I feel like an idiot. Despite the challenges, I refuse to give up. I'll prove I can do what I'm told and excel at it. And I know I can do anything, and I will do everything. Now, when I'm looking at now, after 2 years, I think that this is exactly what Zarathustra was trying to say. Over here in this text, I sound, okay, and that's the crucial part, I sound like the Ubermensch. As I sound like this person, oh, I'm living my own way, I'm struggling through my heart, I'm this and this. But this is the most ultimate man, how of an ultimate man can possibly be. All I think about is how can I make others happy, how can I make others love me, how can I make others love the fact that I'm following their norms, how can I try and build my own path. Now, of course, this is a text trying to get forward to become an Ubermensch, right? If you're trying to live your own way, that's the way to do it, but not really, because what I'm thinking about is how can I make them pleased, and how can I make them happy, and how can I make them see that I'm good enough, and how can I make them know that I'm not weird, and how can I make them feel that I'm part of them and I'm not this weirdo guy who lives in his own dimension. And I think this is the perfect example also from Zarathustra. Even though he's this mythological, mystical character of living the life in the most abundant way possible, he still wants a corpse to talk to him because he still needs to be part of society. Thank you guys for watching.